Do you love me like I love you?
I am Clem.
I am Bron.
Hi, my name is Ndimni.
My name is Tatso.
Hello, my name is Simu Banza.
Hi, my name is Bushe Lupindo.
And I'm Shanae.
My name is Shore Jidibati.
Oh my God. Everything.
Sorry.
That's a very interesting question.
Do you want to go for this one?
Why am I talking so
Okay.
I'll just keep on.
My partner is quite different to people that I've dated in the past, and also similar in some ways as well. She is the first poly person that I date, someone who is out and a little more conscious about how their polyamory plays out compared to other partners. It's my first time being in a polyamorous relationship. I've only ever been in monogamous relationships in the past. So that's the change. And I think, there's a reason why this is the longest relationship that I've been in,
I should have gone first.
Oh, baby.
Tatso as a partner is actually, as a partner, Tatso is a little different from the people I've been with before, in that she is a lot more focused in growing, like helping the relationship grow. She's very active in the relationship in that we're both two individuals who are showing up here for each other to help us grow individually and then together, which is like really great because I've never I felt so conscious in a relationship, so present, and I have to really like pull myself towards myself.
She is similar to some of my partners in the sense that all my partners, I have always had a level of kindness and gentleness to them. And I'm grateful that I'm also able to attract those kind of people, but I definitely think she allows me to be myself in ways that I never imagined I could. I never imagined I would allow myself to. And that is one of the biggest things that make her stand out amongst the crowd.
So the traits that I found different about Clem, now that we have actually been together for so long, I'm thinking, thinking about my past relationships. I guess he's a gentleman. I guess I wasn't dating arseholes, but he's definitely a gentleman, and he treats me like a queen. Like I'm the center of his attention. I've never felt that way in my previous relationships. I've always felt like I was competing either with a mom or religion. But yeah, it feels real. It feels like everything is raw, and we're pretty much honest with each other. We know our deepest, darkest secrets, and yeah, I guess I feel like just the fact that I know so much. Yeah, the fact that I know so much about him. That's different. That's definitely different for me. That I've never had to search really, hard and trying to find out what's going on in his mind, in his brain. How does he feel? He's pretty expressive, and I love that because I am very loud and expressive myself. So I definitely noticed that.
It's been like a thing that I've always felt misunderstood, never quite got over that teenage angsty part of like, I went to a boys' school and I'm a music nerd. And yeah, rugby was the culture. And then I went to music school, but also still felt like, there were different cliques and different crews. And I wanted someone who could understand me, and we could wake up in the middle of the night and write a song, or like, relate a strange memory to a melody. Just do weird stuff and like feel like we were on the same pluck and not feel like we were weird with each other. Because, I understood what it felt like to be in a place where everyone just felt like they were aliens and you were the only person who was like you. So to find someone who's like as kooky and nutty is great. I mean, that's all you really want.
So well, for me personally, like how I differ from other relationships is there were no other relationships. I never really dated completely like where I'm like, oh, you're my boyfriend until I met you. So everyone else was like a friend, or I was going on dates or meeting people, but never like boyfriend and girlfriend or ever this serious ever in my life. So there's never like a relationship to compare it to. This is my first relationship. Touch wood. If we don't break up, then I would then that's all I know. This is him.
I was in a very serious relationship before B, like for years and years. I'd say one thing that's like very different is I was dating a very quiet person, very, very quiet. And then came her who is larger than life, like a very big personality. Nobody ever challenges my personality. Like on the one side, like I can be loud, but also I think it's just a matter of my popularity that people sometimes feel very small around me. And B, from day one, there was no like chance for me to ever be a bigger personality than her. And I think that was really nice. And for the first time, I felt really comfortable being the smaller person, because that's actually who I am outside from the performing like for YouTube and things like that. So I think that's one thing that was really different. And sometimes like she will notice it, that she's being very like big, and she'll be like, oh, like I'm sorry. And I'm like, it's okay, dude, do your thing. Just because like I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying not having to talk all the time. Like it's nice for a change to be the one who's just sitting there going, oh, no, keep going.
What makes my partner now so different to my partners in the past is I've made it to 5 years. Like I never made it to 5 years with any of my partners in the past, and that's got to tell you something, you know. And for me personally, even though it's been 5 years, it doesn't feel like 5 years. Like I'm more in love with Sinead now than I was 5 years ago. And I don't think I've ever had that in a previous relationship, where I've fallen more and more and more in love with my partner as the years have gone by, because we coexist well together, because we communicate well, because we understand each other well. I've never had that, you know. There's been a lot of this in the past, and maybe also because I was young, and you rule more with your bare naked heart than you do with anything else when you're really, really young. You're just like, raw, I'm so raw. And you don't take anything in. And I think also age comes with that, and also realizing that being that raw doesn't really help you at all. Like, God, calm down. So yeah, for me, that's my answer. I don't know.
Sade differs from, you know, partners in the past in that she is unapologetically herself and comfortable in her own skin, whether that's on stage or just, meeting new people, meeting new friends. And that complements me really well. I think that it's taught me to be more that way inclined, and take less prisoners. And be unapologetically yourself, because you're awesome. You're awesome.
Has this relationship changed us?
It's changed me. As soon as I heard the question, I was like, yeah, I've softened up quite a bit. I guess I used to be, this is how I like things, and this is who I like, and that's why I like it. And I think you've made me more open to seeing different points of view. Yeah, I honestly feel, and also to question my own standpoints and beliefs, you know.
Oh my gosh, I feel the same way.
What?
It's definitely changed me for the better.
For the same reason.
Yeah, for the same reason. I feel like he challenged me like in so many ways. I remember I used to be set in my ways, like especially coming from before I moved to Cape Town, where we actually met, before we met in college. Before leaving Johannesburg, I was like staunch Christian. I could not hear any other opinion besides the only holy one, you know. So yeah, as soon as I met him, my perspective changed, my personality. I feel like it kind of bloomed. He always used to call call me his flower, like I was blooming, you know, when we started dating like earlier on. And I didn't quite understand that, but I think I do now.
Sounds so wrong.
I know, but no. Come on, it was of age, yeah. It's like 21 or something. but yeah, like, I feel like I came into my own having been with him because he allowed me to be that. He allowed me to discover myself. Because I feel like as young as I was, you know, when we started dating, it was still good for me to be around somebody who knew themselves, you know, so well, and who was confident. Yeah.
It's like therapy for us.
Yeah.
How this relationship has changed me, how my partner has had an influence on me. There is a permission to be myself in this relationship that, like I said, I've never imagined it, or even like I couldn't imagine it, so I couldn't want it for myself, you know. But to take it a step further, I'm not scared of being wrong or making mistakes because of how I'm held in this relationship. I don't have a fear of being judged or being rejected. And I appreciate that, because here I have this person where there's so much love and so much judgment that I can say, I'm struggling with this, or I've noticed this about myself, and know that she can speak into that very sternly, I must say, but with love and gentleness.
I've definitely had to grow up. I've been very like, I've always been the more like, I'll be responsible and I know what I want in life, but I've always been more of a, yeah, but that's kind of there and we'll get there. And yeah, it's just been so much fun. I don't know, like I've just been having so much fun with it. A lot of challenges in terms of like not putting things off. I said I wanted to do something, and Tatsu always pushes me to then do it. You know, when I say, "Oh, I really want to do this," Tatsu's like, "Well, then do it."
How this relationship has changed me. I think there's so much. I can write a book about it, because I guess like there are some, like when you by yourself, there's so many things you overlook because you're like by yourself. And you can get away with a lot of things because again, you're by yourself and you just have to worry about yourself. And being in this relationship has made me realize that there is somebody else who's worrying about me, which is like really nice. But also I need to look after myself to be able to like, you know, have like look after you without sounding too like
Motherly.
like I look after you.
Yeah.
So for example, to give you, like I was never a big mental health person. I knew I was suffering. Oof. I knew I had like problems, or I knew maybe I had a little bit of anxiety, but I think I'd never had a word for it until obviously I met Sibu and he gave me the definitions and like understanding my mental health better, which made me more self-aware.
For context a little bit, we both do individual therapy and couples therapy. We felt like as people who work together, as whole very complex human beings, we have to seek therapy to be able to work through our own problems and any problems that may come as a couple. And so one thing that I really have learned, and it's more like it's not the 3 years as a whole that we've been together, but more, I'd say the past year and a half, is to just be more like empathetic. The way I grew up, that's something that I never did as a, what is that called? Defense mechanism. And so I think being with her, and now I'm not the only person who's depressed or has anxiety. Now there's somebody else very, very close to me who deals with those things. I've had to learn to sort of open myself up and in a way sort of, once again, we don't like this word, take care, but be there for someone else. And also put myself in their shoes. And so I think that's one thing I learned a lot, is to, something I'm still in the process of learning, is to be more empathetic to not just her, but everybody else around me. Yeah.
Yo. Okay, do you want to go first?
I mean, Sade's personally changed me because she's louder, and it's made me feel louder naturally and more allowed here and prouder. And she'll often say to me before I leave for work, "Babe, don't take any prisoners today." So,
yeah, you mustn't, and you mustn't. Yeah, and that's helped. That's helped a lot. I think for me, it's because Shanae is such a calm person, and no, she really is. I'm like, 1,000 kilometers an hour. Not to say that you're not, but I am really 1,000 kilometers an hour and really loud. But she's such a calm person that she reminds me to be calm, and she's also made me a better person in the sense of, like, in the past, I used to like my irritation levels, or my getting angry. I can get angry in like 0.2 seconds really quickly. But that's also got to do with a lot of things. We can layer it and say, oh, it's because I'm half Italian and I'm half Zulu, and both of these nations are very hard-headed, so but I used to get angry really easily, and Shanae's shown me how important it is not to blow up so easily, and to also just be a little bit calmer, and just sit with something first before you're like rah, especially in a relationship. But also, she's realized that my loudness isn't because I'm crazy. Like, she sat with me and my dad, and she sat with my Italian family and realized that we're all just very loud all the time.
Do you love me like I love you?
5FM. Watch 5FM TV on YouTube. 5FM.